It's time for the one and the only show. It can only be the Luke Howard Show live. So please welcome Luke Howard. Woo, woo, woo. Great introduction, that was a very good introduction. Hello, morning, welcome to a very special show today because it's my last show before my little mini summer break. Yes, I'm going to be on my summer holidays from tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I shall not be back until Monday the 31st of August. So, welcome to the show. So, enjoy the show today because we've got lots of things to look forward to, including news, which is what we will be talking about in a moment, and we're also going to be playing great music, and there'll be some really good entertainment today because, of course, it is my last show for my little summer holidays. Yes, I do need a break, I need it. So from tomorrow I'm going to be on my little break. I will miss you all. I will really, really miss you all. I'm really upset. I know it's only for a week and 4 days. I know I'm not going. It's not like I'm leaving or anything. I don't know why I'm getting really upset. But I will be back on the 31st, and then from the 1st until the 5th, and then after that I'm back on the 12th of September, fully with the Luke Howard Show live, 10 till 10:45. It will be back to normal by mid-September, by that date. See, we've got it all covered. I've done it all. I've done it all. It's all good. I put everything out. And, so I've done everything all well, and all done, all present and correct, as they say. So, so I've sorted out the times, the dates, and it's all back to normal from those dates. So, it's not going anywhere, really. I've just got a tiny little break, and then I shall be back on those dates. So, not going away for very long, but I will be back then. So, we are talking news, and if you'd like to get in touch with Britain's Best Radio Show today, you are more than welcome to get in touch. 07593 847 105. It's the 19th of August, by the way. Wednesday the 19th of August. I'm sure I didn't say. I'm sure I said. Did I say what the date was? I'm sure I did. But that is the number to get in touch. 07593 847 105. Do text the word talk and your name and where you are from, or you can call that number. It's 07593 847 105. I like to say it again so people know, so they can jot it down, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. That's why I say things a few times, because people like to get their pen at the ready, and then jot things down as I speak. So, that's the number to get in touch. Or email is garyjhoward68@hotmail.com. Or the other email, I've still had a lot of trouble. I've actually still had a lot of trouble with my emails at the moment. I'm trying to get it back to normal, and I'm sure I will. When I do, I will let you all know straight away. So, so I'm having a bit of trouble. But you can get in touch with me via there if you'd like to. But at the very moment, I am having a bit of trouble with trying to access it at the moment. Or you can find me on Instagram. It's the Luke Howard fan page. I get a lot of mentions and stuff on there. So that'd be great if you'd like to get in touch on there. Or you can find me on hashtags. Hashtag Luke Howard. It's hashtag Luke Howard Show. Or hashtag listen to the Luke Howard Show. There you go. So just go ahead, get in touch, and then there is another way you can get in touch with the show. Just leave a message below where this show is being broadcast. I will put something out, okay? I will put something out to say where to do it, okay? So underneath where the show is being broadcast, you'll see leave a comment here, leave a comment there, and then I'll get back to you on the comment, or I'll just mention you on the show. See, it's just as easy as pie, as easy as that. So let's talk about what's in the news today. We're going to do the news review now, and then we're going to play some music, and then we're going to come back the usual, and then we'll talk about what you're up to, whatever, and then we'll play some more music, and then we'll just talk about the national days, and we'll just see how the last show today, how it goes. Right, okay, so let's talk about what's in the news today. What is breaking in the news? And I've seen this story already, because it was in the news this morning, and it's about the rail fares. They're going up, okay, by 1.6%. I mean, it goes up every single year in January. So after Christmas, it always goes up. So in January, it is going to go up. So railway season ticket holders and commuters, they're going to see a 1.6% rise in fares from January after a surprise jump in inflation. This was actually in July just gone. Of course, with coronavirus, and it's all going to go a bit different with it now. So about half of rail fares are pegged by July's retail price index, which defined economy's forecast and rose them by 1.1% a month ago. The office, which is for the national statistics, they've said that passenger groups are said an overall of the fares, which is a system that is needed. Okay, it is needed. Now, commuter numbers have collapsed in the wake of this coronavirus lockdown. Now, passenger watchdog transport focus chief executive, this is Anthony Smith. He said that the system had its fits and the way that we live, and the travel show is needed, and it's not season tickets which are designed for city gents in the last century. But Robert Nisbet on the Rail Delivery Group, which represents the train obsessing companies, told a news programme that the government is ultimately in companies and is charged of the price increases, and that the industry would like broader reform of fares to make flexible travel easier. Now, the UK consumer price inflation has jumped to 1% in July. This was actually from just 0.6%. This is in June as well. And prices in the private dental treatment, physiotherapy and haircuts have all increased with the need of PPE, contributing to costs for the ONS, which has said that the figure was boosted by rising petrol and clothing prices. The Bank of England has said earlier this month it expects inflation to drop again soon, and it could fall by 0.3% in August, and the central bank has said that the inflation has risen in part, and it's all due to the largest monthly pump, that price, which does increase in nearly a decade, which is a lot, to be honest with you. It is a lot. And its international price rises, and it rose then, and the core inflation rose to 1.8% from 1.4%, and that measures do include energy, food, tobacco and alcohol prices, as they are considered vultural. Now, the rise was a surprise to economists, and said that Neil Brittle, the Chief Investment Officer at Money Management, the Premier Milton, it's a bit early to call the return of inflation, but it does show that there is activity in this economy. And that is what he said. With the ONS monitors the price of a selection of goods and services commonly have been bought by British households, which are costing £100 a week. And last year, it should have costed £101. Oh, no, sorry. It did cost £100 last year, and it is worth £101 this very day. As lockdown restrictions have eased, more goods and services that the ONS tracks have become available. Okay, it has become available from this very day. Right, okay. Are we talking about coronavirus smell loss different from bad or cold? I mean, I can do it if I want to because it's my show. I can do what I like. I think we're not going to talk about that one. Should we talk about it? Go on, it's my last day. We'll talk about as much more stuff as we can. So they're talking about smell loss, different from cold and flu. And the loss of smell, it can accompany coronavirus in a unique and different form that experienced by someone with a bad cold or flu. This is what the European researchers who have studied the experience of patients. Now, the COVID-19 patients have felt a loss, and it does tend to be sudden and severe, but they usually don't have a blocked, stuffy or runny nose. Most people with coronavirus can still breathe freely. They can still breathe all right. I'm sure they can. I mean, I know they can, so surely they could. But the experts, what do they know? They suspect that there is, because the pandemic virus affects the nerve cells directly avoid with the smell and taste in sensation. Anyone with these symptoms should self-isolate and arrange to have a swab test. You can have a swab test, okay? You can do it. And it's not their taste is somewhat inspired, because there are sense of smell, and it's out of action. And they say the researchers in the journal Refology, coronavirus patients with loss of taste really cannot tell the difference between bitter or sweet. Right, okay, let's talk about one more story then, okay, because we are sticking with coronavirus, because I want to talk about the UK. It's to ramp up monitoring programme, because we are talking about swab tests, we are talking about tests now, okay, we are going to talk about it. And there are tests that are to be carried out in more people to get a better idea of how many infected active people there are at any one time. The Office for National Statistics, the Infection Survey, will test 150,000 people a fortnight in England by October, which is up to 28,000, which is right now. The survey, which is separate from the mass testing programme of people with symptoms, as it aims to take a random sample of the general population. They can make a data which will also be gathered in Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland as well. But the survey aims to help the government identify emerging outbreaks and stamp them out. The infection survey is the most credible indicator of infection levels in the common industry. The Health Secretary Matt Hancock has said the survey was the single most important tool and the government had for making policy decisions around coronavirus, because it helped it understand how the disease was spreading. He's told a news programme that it's expanding the ONS survey, which allows the government to be more adequate and more localised in its response. He added that it would help the government with its biggest challenge, which was, I would believe it was finding people who were endogenoous but could still pass the virus on. It tests thousands of people in households, respectively, of the population, whether or not they have coronavirus symptoms. The results does help experts estimate, I would believe, the weekly reproduction number and its growth rate of this, what is going on, and would test that us if we know if the infections are rising or sprinkling. And according to all week's results, though, the cases across England do appear to be levelling off. And the greater detail was at the start of the pilot study led by the ONS and the University of Oxford, in the partnership with the Department of Health and Social Care. Around 20,000 households were invited to take part, with the aim of achieving data from around 10,000 households. Now, since the end of May, additional households have been invited to take part in the survey each week. Now, roughly 5,000 a week, which an additional 15,000 households contacted back in July. And by beefing up in the numbers participating in the ONS, it will be able to access what is going on and in which greater detail the citywide level insisted of the broad national picture and can currently be achieved. It will also provide scientists with a more accurate picture of the number of people that have developed antibodies to the virus, and they will enable them to calculate with greater certainty the total number of people in the country that have had COVID-19. Professor Ian Diamond, the UK's National Statistics Division, said that the survey would be on the biggest of its kind in its country. Vigilance is the key and is contacting the pandemic with the extra data on the spread of infections and antibodies at local level, which will be investigable with the planning of effective local responses. The extended survey should be up and running by October, when government experts, what do they know, are expecting that there should be surges in infections. People who do take part and have routine nose or throat swabs are to see if they do currently have the coronavirus. An antibody blood test can also tell if they are likely to have had the disease in the past. The survey has currently had 60,000 people enrolled, and the aim is to increase this to 400,000 people across the entire protect in England, and there will be a proportionate increase in Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland as well. Right, so let's talk about then one more story. I think we should talk a little bit about Britney Spears. Let's talk a bit about Britney Spears, because she's asked a court to remove a dad's control over personal life. Now, Britney Spears has asked a court not to return her father, Jamie, to a role that gave him control over many aspects for her life and career. Jamie Spears has been his daughter's legal custodian for 12 years due to concerns around mental health. Her temporarily stepped aside from the role overseeing the personal affairs in 2019, citing his own health problems. Some of the Spears fans have believed that she was forced into the government and have been running a Free Britney campaign. Britney Spears strongly appeals to James to return as conservator of her person, according to a court document filed to the Sustainable Court of California in Los Angeles. It explained that the singer was in favour of the role, which she